Hello guys, this is Kazrak bringing you another review of the T-21 Tier 6 American light tank on the road to the autoloaders. What can be said about this tank? Fast, not a very good gun, and mobile? No armor whatsoever, low HP pool. Worst of the Tier 6 scouts in my opinion, but overall it's a good tank. You can really make it work. I don't use any equipment on it. I only have the crew only reached 100% just recently, so this review is quite early. I still don't have the T-71, but I'm very fast with it, so probably today I will have it. So what can be said about this tank? Let's go into the tech tree and the T-21. What is it? There it is. So you have a decent selection of guns, 4 guns. If you didn't go through the Sherman line, you don't have those. But the M4 Sherman gives you basically the first gun, the first 76mm gun, which has good fire rate. But you really want to get the second gun for this, the 76mm M1A2, which has a way higher fire rate. But everything else is almost the same. It has also better accuracy. You won't feel the 0.4 accuracy that bad, because with the 8.6 it really got a lot better than it was. I didn't play with the quarter pounder. I honestly already had this unlocked, so I mounted it straight off the bat. But you get the quarter pounder from the M7. Oh, that's the gun. I played it on the M7. It's not a very good gun. It does very low damage with very low penetration, so very high rate of fire though. But I wouldn't consider it being a good gun for this tank. Radio also, if you have anything of the like of the Priest, T-29, the Pershing, M7, yeah, you unlock it on the M7, so it comes from the old tank. Engine, I think also. No, actually the engine you have to unlock unless you had the Pershing or the T-20. Tracks, of course, you have to unlock because those are tank specific. You don't have to unlock a turret, which is very nice with this tank. You don't have to spend experience on it, and it's only 60,000 experience to go for the T-71, which all people say is a great tank. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I am not sure. We're gonna see if it's really a great tank. So yeah. What about the tank's weak spots? Well, basically the whole tank is a weak spot. You cannot rely on the 28, like look at the armor. The armor on the turret and the frontal hull is 28mm. 28mm, that's a little bit over 2.5 centimeters of armor. If you have a good hammer and a nail, you can go through that. So yeah, no chances that this will like not get hit. If something is aiming your general direction, you're gonna die. So the only thing you can use is the very high top speed, 56.3. That's a really awesome speed that you can use to your advantage, and a very good horsepower to weight ratio, because it's above, I think it's above 2000 to 1 to 20, yeah? Specific horsepower 24-2. So yeah, horsepower tons, it's very good. So this tank accelerates decently. It has good speed, good maneuverability overall. Very good turning traverse speed on the tracks is just astonishing, 60, and on the turret 40. There's roughly not a lot of things that can travel so fast that you won't keep up with the traverse speed. So yeah, that's roughly everything that I wanted to say about this. For the crew, I would recommend getting camouflage and repairs for first. Then as soon as possible the commander should get 6th sense. That's essential for every scout if you're gonna play this for a longer time. And yeah, all the other skills, the basic skills for a medium tank, you have to aim for, or either if you want to have a separate crew after the T-71. But the T-71 would be greatly buffed by having camouflage, repairs as last, broadens in arms is an obvious, commander with 6th sense, smooth ride, off-road driving, I would think safe storage always is a good idea, so get it. And yeah, that's roughly about it. Of course, all the things that increase your view range. As for equipment as it goes, you can fit a vertical stabilizer on this. It will help quite decently, but after 8.6 this gun actually is very good at shooting on the move, but you can buff that even more with the vert stab. Improved ventilation is an obvious thing. Also medium caliber gun tank rammer if you really want to have even more fire rate, but I would personally choose a coated optics before the gun tank rammer, because you are not the guy who makes damage, you are the guy that spots, and if the enemy is occupied, then you move up and start shooting like a madman. You then start doing damage. You circle strafe heavy tanks. Lone heavy tanks are your best meals. They will not do anything against you. If you are playing smart, you really can outmaneuver everything. So yeah, also I would recommend, like, if you just start out with a tank, if you have a lying around toolbox, mount it, because it's good to make the suspension a little bit more hardy, or if you have the enhanced torsion bars first class, it will also help out. So yeah, that's it for the review in the garage. Now let's go in and watch our game. So here we have the game for the T21. It's not the ace tanker, but I think it's gonna be a decent game. It was sorted by experience, and he earned quite a bit of a profit. So we're playing on port, so it's a good map to use the T21's good gun depression and speed to get some spots out, and maybe even do a lot of damage if we are lucky. We'll see how it goes. It's a tier 7 game with only 3 tier 7s each side, a Black Prince, T29 and Jagd Panther on the enemy team, and our team is KV3, SU-100 M1 and SU-152. So there's a T21 that just charged straight in our team. I don't like playing like that. I don't consider that being a valid strategy. Now I'm gonna do a shot. It didn't go in, it just hit his track, unfortunately. So I'm hiding in this bush trying to get some spots out. Looking at the map, I noticed that the left flank, the 1-2 lines are not very well covered. But yeah, that's a whole different story. Now we get some spots out on the enemy team. I'm thinking, can I get shots on those? But I can't, because there's that wall over there. It's blocking my path. Now a Black Prince showed up, but that concrete block in front of me, that is the support structure of the bridge, enables me to get a shot out on that. And it turns out the enemy team also didn't throw a big presence on the left flank. Only a Jagd Panther M6. Now it's a Hellcat, so maybe there will be some. So I destroyed this little piece of wall, but it's a very slight piece. But I'm able to put a shot in the Black Prince. Panzervorschlagsturm is starting to take shots at me. He has a very good gun, so it's gonna be hard. I get hit again, but I am able to penetrate his frontal plate. Now I'm thinking, okay, I have to reposition myself. Also looked at where he shot. Both shots went basically right where the gun mantlet is on the T21. This tank has no armor. Looking, do I see the Black Prince maybe up below the tracks, but no luck on that. On the other side there's ALR 44, so I'm thinking, okay, the team has to help out now that Churchill came around, so really need support on that flank. I'm moving up to get some shots. Put a nice shot on the T21, but I get hit by the Panzer. Put one into his front. Now I see I am in the upper advantage of life, so I just rush him and shoot. So that gives us a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, because of Jimbo's mode, I don't see how many. Oh no, I don't have the hit lock, I think. No, I have the hit lock, so It's just because XVM isn't configured in this version. Boom. Black Prince got destroyed right in the commander's hatch. A nice shot. Only 17 points of damage, but still. So the team defended the flank quite nicely. And you can see I'm trying to use my small silhouette and my gun depression not be the main focus of the enemy tanks. That's what you gotta do with a T20. You either get spots or you're just trying to be annoyance. Maybe I'm gonna post up another game with this, because I had one game that I would want to show you guys. It was a lost game, but we did quite a bit of damage to higher tier tanks just because of the dancing this tank can do. So another tank is dead. I think that was... I don't know what that was. Maybe the Black Prince. So I'm aiming at... I was aiming at his frontal wheel to immobilize him, but unfortunately the gun was not good enough. Now Artie picks him off, but I was the spotter, so I get spotting damage for this game. Because I won't show you guys the end plate for this game, because I didn't have it. This game yielded about 1.6 thousand pure experience. Just for example, that's how much you get for playing good with this tank. Now I spot the artillery, take one shot and put another one in, and now he starts to move, I think. No, he ignored completely me. He accepted the fact that he's going to die. My teammates are moving up and I see a Churchill that is AFK. So I point my gun on him and start unloading on him. Boom. But then I notice KV-1S. I back out behind this tank, this train, just to get some cover between me and that KV-1S. Put one shot more into Churchill. He's probably gonna die from Artie. This guy kills my friend. Yeah, Artie just... No, a Hellcat killed the Churchill. So I start pounding on the KV-1S. Put a nice shot into his lower plate. Yeah, he aimed for a miracle. You cannot penetrate, you cannot shoot through the trains. So you can see I'm being cheeky. I'm constantly moving forward, backward, just to cheek this KV-1S out of a shot, because even if I was on full life I could only take 2 shots from this guy. I'm waiting for my teammates to support me. He's the last guy in this team. So I back out again. You can see I position myself so the train is perfect cover between me and him. Now he starts tuning his turret. I back out, just observing what he does with his turret, and boom, there he is. So maybe let's look at another game. So here is the second game that I wanted to show you about, and just to showcase how fun the T21 can be. Even though I died in the end, it was a very fun map to play. It was from my live stream on Thursday. So I get in this bush over here. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing on this map, and this is just South Coast. You have 2 options. You either can go to this bush where I am, or over here and try to spot the guys that are going down this hill, and maybe over here. Also you can go into the city, but that's a little bit of a risky move. Like you can see there's a IS-3, but my position allows me to spot people coming from this line, and also people who come over here. Unfortunately that didn't happen. I didn't get any spots out from that range. You can see that T21 just passed me with not a single poke was given. And I wanted to show you this game because it perfectly presents how you would want to play your light tank, and great teamwork at the same time. So I am waiting. I do not want to go in front of a Centurion. Maybe he's not the fastest tank, but if he focuses me down, I can die easily. Now this Canaveral yells follow me, and I think, okay, if you're gonna take the shots, I can go in and do damage. So I go in, I look where he is aiming at, put one into his lower plate. He is still not focusing me, so I keep pounding on his lower plate. Actually, I ammo racked him. I know that from after game screens. And that's the first kill. You can see the Canaveron really did a good job with taking the damage, and I was just able to dish out 500 damage straight off the bat. But now, let's continue on. I try to walk my way around this little rock. Now I know that my gun versus a KV-5 is going to be uneventful, so I start pounding on this T-150. But I am looking closely where he's aiming his gun. You can notice the twitch of movement on his turret. Now I see our ST-152. Unfortunately, he killed the Canaveron that was helping me out. I don't know how come those two shots were counted as tracking shots, but it happened. So I fall back. I don't want to face off a KV-5, hugging this little ridge line, and I see a KV-88 looking this way, so that's not good. Now I'm thinking to myself, okay, I need to do something about this KV-5 or flank around. So I go around. The game is still even. It's only 3 down for the enemy team. They can still make an amazing comeback if they try to. The left flank is probably completely destroyed. I get hit by the KV-1S for 400 damage, and I back out because I'm thinking, okay, T-34 and a KV-1S, that's just like very bad news for me. I look for the Super Pershing, but the Super Pershing is on the other side of the map, but I didn't know that at that time, so I looked for him. Also, I see now IS, but I'm quite sure I don't see him. Yep, he's way lower. So I'm thinking to myself, what should I do? Where should I go? KV-5 right behind me. He's passing by. I'm not spotted.
We just dinged him.
My penetration is not good enough to go through the KV-5's armor, so I try my best shooting at his back, but then I leave him to his fate. I'm thinking, okay, a KV-1S and 2 heavy tanks can do something against a tank, because the KV-1S, the KV-5, as I said, is one of the 2 tanks that you will face on tier 8 that you will not penetrate from any angle and any perspective without using premium ammo. You're just not able to. You can get a lucky shot out, but even the weak spots have more armor than you have penetration. So I'm looking at the KV-5 closely. Does he allow me to pass here? But I see his focus on getting this KV-1S, so I start going towards the base, thinking, oh, the T-150 is dead, the biggest threat over here is dead, so I'm going over here and I'm looking for the SU-152, and there he is. I don't know what this guy was doing. I think he was AFK, or he promptly thinked that he doesn't have to do anything. So I track him. Unfortunately, all those hits that I shoot now, none of them went in. You can see the shots were going very high. I change my angle and spot him again, start to unload on him again and get a decent amount of damage. Boom. So we're at 1.3 thousand damage with 2 kills. I'm thinking I'm gonna go around and get the Tiger. Let's see how it goes. Can we get the Tiger? No, we can't. The Tiger got killed by the AMX M4. The only 2 left is the T-34 and a KV-5, so I'm thinking I'm gonna get a spot out on this T-34. And I do. I hit him in his tracks, but he ignores me completely. He's thinking like, oh, a light tank on tier 6, what the hell he can do to me? And that was a very bad decision on his part. Although he kills me in the end, because of my poor play. Don't shoot ever in the back of the turret. So wait until I have shots on his back. and start unloading on him.
Enemy armor is damaged.
You can see I'm just putting like constantly shots. Now I depth a little bit. Back out. I see he's aiming at me. I'm allowing my teammates to take the shots. Waiting for him to change his direction. I see he started coming forward towards me. That means he got pissed that I got 300 damage on him. So I do the smart thing the light tank do. I go around him. I go from another angle, use my speed as my advantage. That's why I wanted to show you this replay. It's a really well played replay as a scout tank. And I get him from behind,
Enemy is hit.
put one into him.
Critical hit.
Unfortunately that shot, if it hit, it would have been a whole different story.
Penetration. Enemy is hit.
And unfortunately he is able to turn his turret around and shoot me. I wasn't fast enough to go around him. So yeah, that's it. The T-21. A very fun tank. I would say it's quite hard to play it at the start, but once you get used to it, it's a really fun scout. It's one of the weakest tier 6 scouts, honestly, in my opinion. Comparing it to the Chinese 59, 16 is way weaker, but I think that's tier 7. Yeah, that's tier 7, so the Type 58 is on the same level. So what does this have as a position? It has the Germans. Of course there's that new Panther, the Auf Panther, which is horrible. And I after recognition I would say that that's the worst scout tank on tier 6. Not a good gun, very high, and not a lot of good things that you can do about that tank. Can say about that tank. The French have autoloaders at this stage, I think, so they already start to pound off with huge amounts of damage, being very weak in terms of armor. But then again, this has 28 armor on the front, so it's not the well armored vehicle you would want it to be. So, as I said, a very fun tank. I hope you guys like the review, and comment on the video saying what tank next you would like to see. I can already say to you that the next review will be of the VK 3001 DB, 3002 DB, because I already alighted the tank itself and I just need a mastery on it, and that's it. So, thank you for watching guys, Kazakh signing out.